It can be theorized about, and there's lots of people who make their profession creating theories about how existence got created. But it's impossible to understand. It's you. You are the eternal state of existence. You're the uncreated consciousness that always is. What you're asking for, dear one, has no answer. You are the intelligence, awareness, and energy of life, and there's nothing beyond you. Now, how'd you get here? You always were. It's an unanswerable question. Now, what you do with yourself, that's life. How you use your awareness, how you use your intelligence, how you use your creative energy, that's life. The mind is a hologram of your soul, of your consciousness. So your mind has awareness, intelligence, and energy qualities. Right? Your personality has them, your body has them. Everything is a hologram of what God is. It appears different, the body appears different as God, like an isolated intelligence, an isolated form of energy, and an isolated perceptual awareness through the five senses, right? It's a form of God, but what it is the same qualities that the eternal God is. It appears like a lesser manifestation of the original God consciousness. But how did God get here? How did we get here? It's unanswerable. Because we, dear one, will never know anything beyond ourselves. Because there is nothing beyond ourselves. You're that which is. You're that which exists. This is your eternity. You're not a human body trying to understand God. You're God creating within itself. You're not a human body trying to discover some soul in some different dimension. This is part of the incorrect understanding of spirituality. If you begin, dear one, any teaching from a foundation that has inaccuracies, then everything that follows in that teaching will contain those inaccuracies. Right? It's simple logic, it's simple science, it's the arguments of law as well. If you begin, dear one, with premises that are limited or untrue, then everything you say after it is going to contain those limitations and falsehoods. So there's a lot of spiritual teachings that say you're the body and you have to wake up to become the soul. You're the human being stuck in incarnations and you got to find your eternal self. And what we say is these are all looking at life backwards. It's like someone standing on their head and thinking the world's upside down. No, get yourself right first, and then you can perceive the world the correct way. Right? So you are God. You exist, and everything you perceive is in you. And you, dear one, are free to form any relationship with anything you perceive, including the most subtle things that aren't physical. You build an understanding of what's within you as the consciousness of life. And if you want to know yourself, then you try to perceive that which doesn't change, that which was never created but exists. That's why we're saying you are an unanswerable enigma. You're a mystery that will never be solved. You're the existence beyond which there is nothing else. This is why God has been called unknowable. There's nothing before you. Now, what created you? If you go back to the beginning, if you trace your experience, you will see, something created the body. And something created the emotions and the personality, even the personality that lives beyond this physical lifetime. And something caused that intelligence that made the personality that then incarnates into a physical body. Okay, so there's an intelligence and an energy, right? A mind and an emotional body and a physical body, right? The three dimensions, causal universe, astral universe, material universe, right? And before that, there's consciousness, right? All of these forms are created by that which came before it. And at the beginning is my soul. And as I learn what I really am, I realize I'm the all that is, I'm God. There's nothing before there. You're the all that is, you're God. You try to look and you can't find anything beyond yourself. You look to find yourself. You get to a place in which there's nowhere else to go. There's nothing before you. There's nothing that created you. You are yourself. You are God. And you express as a soul, you express as an individualized form of God, right? Your soul has a light body and it has intelligence, awareness, and energy, right? It appears as a creator within reality. Your soul was the first thing made. It appears as the light, the expression of intelligence, the expression of awareness, right? And that which created it is God, and that's what you are. And what's before that quality of awareness, intelligence, and energy? You see, we're looking while we talk to you. For some of you who've worked with us a long time, you must understand that everything we say, we are experiencing. We go through dimensions while we talk with you. It's like, dear one, if you were to talk about an orange, right? You hold up the orange and you look at it and you examine it and you talk all about it. And then we say, well, tell us about the apple. And then we pick up an apple and now we're looking at it and we're smelling it, right? And even tasting it. When we discuss things with you, we're in that experience. We're free consciousness. We go into whatever we're discussing with you. So when we try, dear ones, to go beyond ourselves, there's nothing there. You can't. You can't go beyond your own existence. It's an impossibility. So what we do is we discover what we are beyond the body, beyond the emotions, beyond the mind. We discover that soul consciousness that shines as a form of perceptual light, a form of perceptual energy. And it has intelligence. It knows I am. And it has awareness. It's perceiving. And it also perceives that knowledge. And then, dear one, we go beyond even that form. And that's what you truly are. And that is still awareness, intelligence, energy. But nothing is identified with. Nothing's being created as an identity. It's invisible awareness. It's silent intelligence. The soul says, I am that I am. I am. I am that. I perceive. I exist. I understand. I can form an understanding. I am that. And there's an energy. I am that. I'm alive, right? I'm alive. That's the soul. I am. I'm aware. I'm intelligent. I'm energy. I am. And beyond that creative experience is you as the invisible energy, the invisible intelligence, the invisible awareness. There's nothing to find, and it exists. And there's nothing beyond that. You exist. It's an enigma. It's an unexplainable mystery why you exist as this consciousness. Science can tell you why the physical body exists. Science can tell you how atoms moved together and birthed worlds and the body became. Right? Scientists, right? Spiritual scientists can tell you all about energy and how the mind creates by frequency and vibration and how God desired to experience itself. And so it birthed all of these things, right? We tell you this all the time. Many tell you this. But what birthed God? There's no answer. Ask the universe. There's no answer. Look into that space. Look into yourself. What comes before you looking? What comes before your awareness? What existed before your intelligence? What existed before you knew you existed, before the I am? Just you, a silent, empty, formless, eternal state. Lots of people like to theorize about this. We like to perceive it. We like to experience it. Is God timeless? How old is God? Right? Theories, all these romantic names for gods, lesser gods, right? Brahma, Vishnu, right? The Trinity of God. We look at our reality more scientifically, more directly. We see there's nothing before you. There's something before your mind, something before your physical body, something before your emotional energy, right? Something before your soul. And once you get to that depth, you realize you're the eternal. You are. And there's nothing before that. How did it get here? Well, it's a question that's really irrelevant. It cannot be answered. Right? When you look at what it is, you realize it just is. I am. God is. It's the enigma. What is this reality? What am I? Why am I here? How did I get here? Well, we wake up past the body, emotions, and mind, and we discover I exist. And that's the only undeniable truth, because everything else changes except my existence, the deepest part of me. And this is why, dear one, those who've discovered it, well, they often had a lot of romantic poetry, a lot of beautiful words to say about it. Some gurus would just smile and laugh. The students would have their questions. Some would paint beautiful pictures with words, the love of God, the celebration of God. Some would feel the laughter. Some would have a piercing gaze, because they knew. They knew there is nothing before me, and nothing after me, and nothing separate from me. And when you, dear one, reach this experiential knowledge, then you will embrace everything as yourself. And you will have peace and love, and you will be without fear. You will know yourself as the all that is, which means everything is you, because that's the all that is. Everything you see and hear and touch, taste, and smell, all the vibrations of feeling, any type of knowledge, any intelligence, awareness, and energy not yet expressing as form, the all that is me. What else? Then, dear one, there's just the exploration, the experience of existing for eternity, the infinite possibilities. And that gets embraced with the blissful love of life. So someone who understands this truth, They have eternal bliss and eternal peace. That's how you know. They've been to the beginning of themselves. They've been to the ends of the universe. And all they found was themselves, waiting there, still existing there. And they could only smile and relax. They could only surrender into peace and love. And maybe a little laughter, because you realize what you always knew. You fell in love with yourself. And I thank you for your question. Very good one. Love this question.